Mean for the European grocers?
I know, it's fascinating really because, well, Whole Foods is only really present in the UK. Why then such a fall-off in share prices across the board? If you check in on my Bloomberg, I built a little chart for you, #BTV176, which shows how much we saw a really torrid hit by the white line Tesco. Tesco was seen in the UK to be at the forefront of online. It's basically the version of Walmart here in the United Kingdom, but it is a big juggernaut of a player, really got into online early, and therefore many people feeling they would be the most exposed. Down it goes 4%. But we also saw Sainsbury, another big grocer here in the UK, in the blue line, take a hit. Look at the yellow. That actually rose. That is WM Morrison. Why? They've got a deal with Amazon already. Does that mean they're potentially a target? We heard also from Benedict Evans, who's obviously a portfolio manager over at Andreessen and Horowitz. He himself also saying, look, potentially we might see Ocado being on the block. That's another UK company, another UK online-only retailer. So he's suggesting Ocado could be next. So too the likes of London and Capital, another investment house. So there is a lot of movement going on. But actually the biggest faller of the day, Emily, in terms of retailing over in Europe was actually Ahold Delhaize. Why? Because they've got big presence in the US. Stop and Shop, Food Line. It really is at the moment the US that they think will be hit first. But it looks as though Europe's going to be hit too.
Online groceries are still just a fraction of overall grocery shopping, Caroline. You know, what are the actual trends among European shoppers right now?
Yeah, but a fraction, but actually a bigger fraction than in the US. These sort of numbers blow my mind sometimes as to why certain countries are so much more technically adept, perhaps in terms of their spending habits than others. And if you dig into Kantar's numbers, they actually go into who's winning the race in terms of e-commerce. South Korea leads the charge by way ahead. They've got something like 17% of all commerce is done electronically. But then actually the UK isn't far behind. They've got 7% of all their retailing, all their spending is done online. So already we're seeing that the UK is a pretty prominent buyer when it comes to online buying. They like their Amazons, they like their Tesco's, they like their online purchases. But France is about 5%. Spain then falls way off. We're about 1.7% with them. And then comes the US. You guys only spend, what, 1.4% of all your buying is done online. So the trends are slightly bigger in Europe, but I think it's a similar play out. There's still far more to come. And it needs companies like Amazon, which is now going to be with Whole Foods, to make it that much more addictive, that much quicker, 2-hour, 1-hour delivery. They have set the standard, and all the other grocers have to play catch up. Tesco was in front, it fell behind, and now many of them are looking to how on earth they potentially can compete, or maybe they'll be a target if they're not careful.